We're Dave and Lori Howlett, and 3 of our 4 children are adopted.
Our first adopted child we adopted as a newborn here in the U.S., and I think that's how God opened the door for us in adoption. And for a long time we were a happy family of 4, and then God showed us James 1:27, the scripture that says, religion that God the Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. And as that scripture rolled around in my head, I started looking at my blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids playing out in my cul-de-sac and realizing how much God loved them, and then realized the brown-skinned kids on the other side of the world, He loves them just as much, but those kids die. And that was something that I just couldn't get out of my heart and mind.
And I know Lori had the conviction, but I know as a male I was a little bit apprehensive about whether or not we should bring 2 more children into our family. I mean, for me it was 2 more mouths to feed, 2 more children to send to college. Something that was, I think that's all first and foremost in many fathers' minds. But it was on an airplane flight when I was reading an in-flight magazine about how Bono had gone to Africa and an Ethiopian father had handed his child to him and asked him to please take him because he could not care for him, and how that had crushed Bono. And that also crushed me at the same time, realizing that how could I not afford to take in these children? God has blessed us with the resources here in the Western world like no other place on earth, and no matter how little I thought I have much more than anyone else. And so it was there that we marched forward.
We brought home a baby girl a little over 2.5 years ago. She's 3 now, and her name is Amelia Aitu. And then exactly 1 year ago, we brought home a little boy who just turned 6, and his name is Barakat. It's become the greatest joy of our life, the experiences God has given us with our children, and the experiences He's given us in Ethiopia, and the programs that we're involved in now, sponsoring children and just working with orphans and becoming more and more aware of the problem and becoming more and more motivated and excited and thankful for the opportunity to be even a little bit involved.
And I think what's been amazing is having traveled to Africa now 3 times, is to be able to see first and foremost just how powerful sponsorship programs are, to walk into these mud huts and to see these photographs of these families on the wall, families that are sponsoring these children, and how these children just relish in the confidence of knowing that somebody halfway around the world actually cares for them and wants to see them move up and out of the poverty that they experience today.
I think that's the beautiful thing about so many sponsorship programs is they feed the kids and give them medical care and clothe them, but then by providing an excellent education, those kids have a chance to break the cycle of poverty and live a life that their parents have never known and that they would never have known had they not been sponsored. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I think also that just in general, if you have any inkling towards adoption, to follow your heart, to follow the scriptures, and to see if that is where God is leading you, because it has been an incredible blessing to our family, and I know it can be for so many others out there that just take that step.